Hi, Dr. Marianne here. Many of you know that 1 in 5 kids has dyslexia. Now, there's a genetic dyslexia and there's a developmental dyslexia. And how blessed kids are when parents and grandparents are home with the children, recognizing, are they learning to read? So Pleasant Rowland developed some reading curriculum over 25 years ago that my kids used. And I've rediscovered it as I'm working with mod severe kids, because teaching reading is very structured and systematic. And I found that Pleasant Rowland followed the science of reading with her curriculum called Read, Write, and Listen. So I'm doing a campaign where I'm actually giving you the training videos for each one of these beautiful books. She has 24 books, and they go from A to Z. Q and K and Q are combined, and X and Y are combined. But these books are amazing. Now, there are early detection signs for dyslexia that you can find out if your child might have it or your grandchild might have it. So these books, a typical book has words that start with the beginning sound of K. It has your child learn how to form the letters. Did you know many of our alphabet letters start with the C stroke? We talk about the top, the middle, and the bottom lines of printing. We talk about words that are in a closet that start with the sound of K. We do a lot of practice of writing. We eliminate what does not start with K. We also introduce to kids, this book introduces sounds. Can your child differentiate between the sound of a dog or a sound of a cow, or the sound of a vacuum and a washer machine, or a hammer and a saw? So we're introducing so much vocabulary. Here are categories. You know, these are pets, but which one starts with K? These are things for your hair. Which one starts with a K? These are things for dishes. Which one starts with the K? So categories are something that we're introducing. There's a lot of, critical thinking skills. There's a cat on a rug. There's a cat with a bow. There's a cat playing with yarn. There's a cat eating food. There are 2 cats. Suddenly we're introducing the plural S to the words. There's it's interactive, so kids are seeing a corn on the cob and they're making little C's to make the corn kernels, and then they're cutting out the corn husks, and then they're going to glue them on. So they're learning science. They're learning that corn grows inside the husks. Many of our kids are using the husk for tamales. Then we have the story of the 3 kittens who lost their mittens. So I bet 98% of you know that story, but if you don't, I am reading these stories. The 3 little kittens who lost their mittens, it's under my YouTube playlist called Stories. So you can read this first so you understand it. You can read it in the middle of your lesson, sometimes right after or right before I start the printing exercise. I'll read this little story to the student. Now, the fun thing is, when you get to the story in the book, there's comprehension questions. So you can say, what do the little kittens lose, mittens or socks? Now, one of the things for Orton Gillingham is the curriculum has to be structurally, emotionally sound. Emotionally sound means the child feels good about him or herself. So when a child is getting these answers correct, it's going to build their self-esteem and they're going to feel bright. And, did the kitten wash their mittens or throw them away? And who typically will chase a kitten? Is it a dog or a cat? So they'll circle the dog. So now the reason I think this is critical to know for your young children is if your child struggles with the processing of the concepts, that could be an indicator, early indicator of dyslexia. Now, if you have a relative that has dyslexia who struggled with reading through school or couldn't get through school, had to change schools. If you have a relative that was in prison, maybe they were illiterate, well, genetic dyslexia is real. 40% of our dyslexia is genetic. The other 60% is not genetic. And that's because parents aren't reading to their kids. Maybe they're having a substitute teacher who doesn't know how to teach reading properly. We don't want to memorize words unless they're sight words. So sight words are memorized as pictures that go to the right side of the brain. Otherwise, we want kids learning phonics and phonemic awareness, that every letter in a small word has its own sound. And then we talk about blends, how two letters still could have their own sound, like the word sled, sled. But what about the word shed? Two letters have one sound of sh. Well, that's phonemic awareness. We want that stored in the left side of the brain, which is the language center of the brain. Now, dyslexic kids have a real hard time with those phonemic awareness skills and grammar skills. They don't learn that T-H-E-I-R is different from T-H-E-R-E and T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E. We teach that those are homophones, and a lot of kids will just get this in the conversation of the classroom. The brain absorbs it very easily, and they learn those reading skills. But dyslexic kids will have a hard time with it. I want to read you some of the stories that are in, some of the titles of the stories that are in this curriculum. So I have, well, this is what Pleasant Rowland has put into her books. The Three Little Kittens Who Lost Their Mittens, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, The Three Billy Goats Gruff, Little Red Riding Hood, Mother Goose Nursery Rhymes, The Lion and the Mouse, The Star Maiden, Anansi and the Turtle, he's a spider, and the turtle, The Fox and the Hen, The Elephant's Child, The Little Red Hen, Little Miss Muffet, The Woman Who Swallowed a Fly, Color Poems, Three Wishes. Now, it's funny because some of these stories, I didn't know that the Three Wishes was about the three wishes that an old woman and an old man that have no food. And he wishes for food, but he wishes for a sausage. And then he gets mad at his wife and he wishes the sausage would be stuck on her nose. And then the other wish was to take the sausage off of her nose. So they're just really fun stories. There's one called The Mitten, where all the animals in the forest go into the mitten and stretch it out. The Three Little Pigs, The City Mouse and the Country Mouse. There's a story about weather, The Princess and the Pea. There's a story called The Mailbox Mice, and it's actually the Mailbox Mice Mystery, and The Zigzag Dragon. So some of these stories I never heard of, but they're fun and they're interesting. So this is what my campaign is about. For $20 a month, you can subscribe to receive the training that goes with each one of these books. So if you were to look at a page, you're not really going to know what to do with it unless you read the instruction in the back, which is okay. You can read the instructions, but sometimes we just need a little bit of extra coaching, and that's what I'm here for. I'm going to go through this book with you, and you could actually sit right next to your child as your child goes through this. What's on my heart lately is even kids with mild severe disabilities who can't interact. This video can be put in front of them, and they can view it and get that get those synapses firing in their brain, because they're learning about the sounds of C and K. They're learning about the vowels, A, E, I, O, U. They're going through each one of the 24 books. So the way I can do this is with paid sponsorship. So if you make a commitment to have a paid sponsorship of $20 a month, you can stop anytime you want, or you can watch the videos that I upload 24/7 at your convenience. and you can learn with your child. So that's my project, is to get all the videos up and running. Right now, the ones I've created are unlisted, but I do have what's called shorts. They're little samples of what's in every single book. And these are so popular. So I know this is the right place at the right time, speaking to you and doing this promotion. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was, you can buy the books from me or you can buy them from McGraw-Hill. I don't care. I want to give you my discount if you buy them from me. So my campaign has a link to buy them from me, and I just ship them right over to you from the printer, or you can get them shipped to you directly, because you may have half of them. You may have an old set. You may want to just purchase single items, or you just maybe want to order other books from McGraw-Hill because you're a teacher and it's your school budget. I don't know, but you can order them from me at my reseller discount. And if you order them from me, I'll also send you picture cards and my phonogram cards, little cards where you can start with sound blending. You can help the kids learn beginning sounds with pictures. So I just want to bless you. I want to help you. And I have a nonprofit, Step by Step Dyslexia Solutions, has been here for 4 years as a nonprofit with videos and podcasts to help you help your children. So I hope you jump into this campaign, support us as we support you. Only $20 a month. And that's 3 Starbucks you don't have to have for the month. And let's help our children. I'm so glad grandparents are jumping on board and wanting to help their children. And anyway, so I'll have all this information and on the text below here. And you can also go to my website, dyslexia-solutions.com. Scroll down to the middle of the homepage and you can see the Buy Now link. So hope you join me. And I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and talk to you very soon. God bless you.